I'm thankful for the 3 points, but I also realized that this is a game where a lot of questions you could ask of both teams about whether they learn. I saw the starting lineup, and in my head, I thought to myself, I've seen this before. I've seen Dove centre back, and I've seen him make mistakes, even though there's centre backs on the bench. I've seen Saile start games, even though we know that Saile is not a starter. He finishes off. Last 15 minutes, super sub, he finishes off games. And I thought to myself, surely Kevin Johnson knows this. Surely whoever analyzes Kaizer Chiefs, whoever watches these games and supplies information, surely they know that these are deficiencies within the team. I saw him put Castillo on the bench, even though Castillo is possibly our second or third most dangerous player in a Kaizer Chiefs jersey on any given day. And if I had to choose between him and Maart, I would choose Castillo. I saw them do the exact same thing of Modi being on the pitch, but he's very wide. Jabulo Ngobo doesn't have, not Jabulo Ngobo, Nkosimpile Ngobo doesn't have somebody to play with in the middle. Chivavairo is running on the wing, supporting the winger, who then crosses, even though Chivavairo is not inside the box. So you ask, who are you crossing to? Because Castillo is not on the pitch. Then you look at Moroka Swallows, who were playing out from the back. But it seems as though they haven't practiced this playing out from the back, or is not being coached to them properly, because they sit there and they play the ball. But they've lost the ball 8 times. They made a mistake 8 times. They were punished, I think, the 7th time. That's where the goal came from. But they carry on doing the same thing. And it just makes me question the level of the PSL, where historical problems are redone and where in-game adjustments are not made. You're inside the game. You are seeing something that you've done wrong over and over and over again. And instead of going, you know what, let's change this, you carry on. 8 times they made the same mistake. I question the midfield of Swallows. How many times did you see Swallows play the ball to the defender, play it back, and then have to play a long ball into the midfield where Mtetwa was likely to get to the ball first, where Maart got to the ball a few times? And you ask the question, if you guys carry on playing like this, what's the point of having that midfield? What's the point of a Jali? Mhango was pound for pound the most dangerous player when you look at that game for Iswalos. Yes, he didn't give them the central penetration, but he was playing on the wing, giving a threat. But yet we found him getting taken off. So it's a game where you look at it and you look at two teams that carry on making mistakes, carry on with the same personnel, carry on not changing. The change we saw from Kaizer Chiefs was Gonzalez coming on for Chivavairo. Does that fundamentally change how the game is going to be played going from that point onwards? Or is it just a change we're making just for just? In fact, it would have been even better if you kept Chivavairo on, brought in Gonzalez, and started crossing. Do it with your chest. Play the helicopter with your chest, because that makes sense. But I looked at the teams, and you look at it and you say, guys, what was the plan to score from both sides? I think Chiefs today was lucky that Swallows was an even worse team on the day. I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt and say that they're the worst team on the day. Chiefs was lucky. Chiefs was lucky that Swallows kept on making that same mistake to the point where they could capitalize on it properly, because their decision making was off, including their decision making in Swallows. So it was a lucky win. But we're grateful that there's 3 points that we got. We're grateful that we're moving up in the table. But when you look at the balance of play, you don't see what's going on right now on the screen that I'm watching. Golden Arrows is playing Cape Town City, and it's a far better game in the 15 minutes they've played. But we can't keep doing this. Same mistakes over and over again. Who analyzes games at Kaizer Chiefs? Who checks and makes sure that this team is not repeating the mistakes of predecessors who've been demoted and fired? Can you look at a man of the match and say that was the guy who played? And the worrying thing about Kaizer Chiefs is they train every single day, but you can tell that there's no chemistry there. There's no relationship. It's almost as if they've never played together. I question what they do at practice. I question what tactics were drawn up in order to go into this game and play, because nothing was playing there. Nothing was working. And we see the same thing day in and day out. But what I will do now is give credit. Credit to Upvuma, the goalkeeper. Clean sheet, commanded his box, commanded the defense, was very vocal, made a couple of crucial saves, especially when Santi played it back to Umhango. Crucial saves. So well done to him. I'm actually going to give Maart credit for that pass that he played. I still don't think Maart is a starting player, but that pass he played at the end of the game showed some of the decision making that we lack in the PSL, especially in 3v2 type situations. So I'm going to give him credit. We welcomed the 3 points. The 3 points is very welcomed. We needed it, but it wasn't a convincing win, and we need to get more convincing. And Coach Kevin Johnson, your predecessors won some games. But when push came to shove and we looked at the points, they got fired because of those things. And if you carry on doing the same exact thing that they did, you are going to be looking at the same result. So try do something different. The point of changing coaches is to do something different. I don't want to see Dove playing centre back as I did before. I don't want to see Saile, a player that is not a starter, starting. I don't want to see a midfield that is incapable of playing together, where Abo Nkosingpile go missing. I don't want to see Abo Santi getting long runs in the game. I don't want to see the same mistakes being made. And yes, you won this game. Zeki won games. Arthur won games. But if you don't change something, it's going to catch up to you too. Figure out what you want to play. Figure out what system works best with the players that you have. And play. Swallows. Yes, you are higher up on the log. But Brastiv, coach up your boys. If you're going to build from the back, do it properly. Learn how, teach them how to break a press. Don't play so far. Andile Charlie, yes, we questioned you and your motivations for going to Moroka Swallows and why you wouldn't go to a top team. Don't validate those concerns by putting up displays like this. The displays that you had now. And to PSL players as a whole, learn, grow. If something's happening in a game and it keeps happening, talk to each other. Change it. Talk to your coach after the game. Coaches, you see something's happening. You've seen it happen a few times. You get paid for a reason. Change. Adapt. Or else we're going to watch the quality of the PSL go down to what we've been watching over the past few days. This is the same critique I gave to Pirates and Richards Bay. We can't be watching this every single game. We can't be watching this when Sundowns is running away with it. Every single year, 7 years, 8 years in a row. Wake up.